Good morning to 100%. I am Pranav, athreya from class 9. So I am gonna read you the topic of tissues from the subject biology. So, first we'll learn what is tissues. Tissue is a group of cells having similar structure and function. So they are similar cells, but they are tend to perform similar functions. And in plants and animals, group of cells are called tissue, carry out specific functions. As I said, they are similar structures of cells and they perform similar functions. So in human being, the cell of the muscular tissue contracts and relax. It helps in movement. In plant, the cell of the vascular tissue conduct water and food from one part of the plant to another. So differences between plant and animal tissue. So now we are going to learn the differences between the plant and animal tissues. So first, what are plant tissues? Plants do not move from one place to another place as they are very still. So they need only mechanical support of cell, and then most of their cells are not living cells. So most of the cells consist of dead cells. And if you come to animal tissues, animals move from one place to another place and need more energy than the plant tissue. So most of their cells are living tissue. The growth of animals is more uniform. So animals do not have separate dividing and non-dividing cells. Animals have organs having specified functions. So the organs are specialized tissues. So animal tissue is much complicated than the plant tissues. So now we are going to learn the parts of the plant tissues. So plant tissues are made of two types: meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. So first, plant tissues are divided into two types: meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. So in meristematic tissue, the meristematic tissue is divided into three types, which is apical, intercalary and lateral. And permanent tissue is divided into two types, which is complex permanent tissue and simple permanent tissues. And simple permanent tissues are divided into three types, which is parenchyma, sclerenchyma and choronchyma. And complex permanent tissue are divided into two types, which are xylem and phloem. So let me draw a diagram of this meristematic tissue.
You draw. You draw them.
So first, meristematic tissues. Meristematic tissue. So this is a diagram of meristematic tissues. So here apical, intercalary and lateral. So in meristematic tissue, apical are present in the tip of a plant, and in between intercalary and on bottom there will be lateral meristematic tissues. So first we will learn what are meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissues are found in growing of regions of plants like tips of the root, which is known as apical area, stem and branches. They divide continuously and help in the growth of plants. They are of three types: apical, intercalary and lateral. So first we will learn what is apical meristematic tissues. Apical meristematic tissue are present in the tips of the stem and roots. They help in growth of stems and roots. So we can find meristematic tissue in newborn plants. And we learn about lateral meristematic tissues. So lateral meristematic tissue is known as, they help in increase the girth of stems and roots, and they are present in the sides of the stem and roots. So what are intercalary meristematic tissues? So they help in the internodes and help in the growth of the plants. They are present in the base of the leaves. So they support the whole plant. They support the whole plant because they are present in the base of the plant. So we learn about permanent tissue. As you know, the permanent tissue are divided into two types, which is known as permanent tissue and simple permanent tissue and permanent tissue. So we learn what are permanent tissues. They are made up of one type of cell. They are of three types, known as parenchyma, choronchyma and sclerenchyma. So we learn what is parenchyma. They consist of loosely packed walled cells having more interstitial spaces. Some parenchyma cells in leaves contain chloroplasts and prepare food by photosynthesis. Some parenchyma cells also have large air cavities which help the plant to float on water. And we learn about parenchyma. So parenchyma consists of elongated cells having less intercellular spaces and thicker at their corners. They have flexibility and allows easy bending of different part of stem, leaf and etc. of the plant. They also have a mechanical support to the plant. So we learn about sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma consists of long, narrow, dead, thick walls. The cell walls contain lignin, a chemical substance which acts like a glue or gum and hardens them. It gives them strength and hardness to the plant. So these are the images of parenchyma, parenchyma and sclerenchyma. Parenchyma has a characteristics of unspecialized cell with thin primary walls, and parenchyma has the characteristic of elongated cell with uneven primary walls living at maturity, and sclerenchyma has a characteristic of elongated with very thick secondary walls deep at the maturity. So we learn about complex permanent tissues. So what are complex permanent tissues? They are made up of one or more than type of cells. There are two type of complex tissues. One is xylem and another is phloem. They are called vascular conducting tissues. So we will learn what are xylem. Xylem consists of trachea, vessel, xylem parenchyma and xylem fiber. The tracheids are vessels help in transport of water and minerals from roots to all part of the plant. So xylem parenchyma stores food and fibers help in support. And we learn about phloem. Phloem consists of sieve tube, sieve cell, sieve tube, companion cell, phloem parenchyma and phloem fiber. The sieve tube and companion cell transport food from leaves to all parts of the plants. Phloem parenchyma stores food and fibers and helps in support of the plant. So now we are come to the main topic, which is known as animal tissue. Animal tissue are more complicated than plant tissues. So animal tissue are main of four types: epithelial, muscular, connective tissue and nervous tissues. So we learn what is epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue are of types. They are squamous, columnar, cuboidal, glandular, etc. So what are muscular tissue? They are of three types: striated, unstriated and cardiac. Connective tissue. Connective are of different types. They are blood, bone, ligament, tendon, cartilage, areola and adipose. Nervous tissue consists of nerves and called neurons. So we learn the branch tree of animal tissues. So animal tissues divided into four types. One is epithelium, muscular, connective and nervous. Epithelium is divided into four types. Yeah, squamous, columnar, cuboidal and glandular. So muscular tissue is divided into three types: striated, unstriated, cardiac. Connective tissue divided into six types, which is blood, bone, ligament, tendons. Nervous, nervous connectors of neurons. So first we learn about epithelial tissue. Epithelium is the covering or protection of a plant in animals. It forms outermost layer of the cell. Like our bone is covered with our whole skin. Our skin is also a type of epithelial tissue. It protects the body and controls the movement of materials between the body and surroundings. So epithelial tissue, they are the covering of the plants. So epithelial tissue are divided into four types, which is squamous epithelium, columnar epithelium, cuboidal and glandular. So these are four types of epithelium present in an human body. This is striated columnar, stratified squamous and simple columnar, stratified columnar. And these are the seven types of epithelium. See, simple squamous, simple cuboidal, simple columnar, transitional, pseudofluidic columnar, stratified cuboidal and stratified squamous. So now we are going to learn about muscular tissue. So what do you mean by muscular tissue? Connective tissue which helps in the movement of the body. It consists of elongated cells called muscle fibers. It consists of a protein called contractile protein which contracts and relaxes and helps in the movement. The muscles which can move and cardiac muscles. Muscles which do not move under our will which are known as involuntary muscles. Now muscles are divided into stratified muscles. So muscle tissue are divided into striated muscles, unstriated muscles, cardiac muscles. So what do you mean by striated muscles? They are voluntary muscles having light and dark striations. So what are unstriated muscles, or also known as smooth muscles, or involuntary muscle having non-striations. Cardiac muscles are involuntary muscle having faint striations. So these are the type of muscles present in human body. This is cardiac muscle cell, skeletal muscle cell, and smooth muscle cell. And smooth muscle, the diagram of smooth muscle, diagram of skeletal muscle, and diagram of cardiac muscles. So connective tissue. What do you mean by connective tissue? The connective tissue or the tissue which joins a part of the body together. The cells of the connective tissue are loosely packed and have space between them, which are filled with jelly-like matrix. So these are type of connective tissue. First is blood. What do you mean by blood? The blood transport gases, digestive food, hormone waste materials, etc. So what are bone? Bone is a hard and strong tissue, and which make the skeletal framework of our body. And ligaments. Ligament, they are flexible tissue which joins the bones together and helps in movement of the body. Ligament, if you say in other words, ligaments attach bone to bone. And tendon. Tendons are fibrous tissue which joins muscles to bone and helps in movement. In other words, it connects muscle to bone. And areolar tissue, it fills the space in between the skin, muscles, inside the organs, around the blood vessels, etc. It helps to repair the tissues. And adipose tissue, it is found below the skin and between the internal organs. It consists of fat and stores fat acids. So these are diagram of ligament and tendon. So tendon bend muscles to bone. See, this is muscle, and this is bone. These are connected here. This is tendon, and even you can see in your skeletal tissue, this area is known as joint capsule, and these gel-like substance which are present in here are known as ligament, which connect bone to bone. So we are going to the last topic of animal tissue, which is known as nervous tissue. So what do you mean by nervous tissue? Nervous tissue helps in carrying off messages from one part of the body to another and respond to stimuli. What do you mean stimuli? The operation which your brain says to your hand, leg, eyes, ear, everything. So it is found in brain, spinal cord, and nerves. It consists of nerve cells called neuron. So here's a diagram of neuron. So you can just as you can see, the tip of this nerve cord is known as dendrites, and nucleus and cytoplasm will be present here in between nucleus. And these are known as axon or body part, and these are the head parts known as pericardium. And these boxes and these cells are also known as Schwann cell. So this is the diagram of neuron. dendrites. As you can see, I have drawn a rough diagram of it. And if you want to see the synapse, the space in between these two areas is known as synapses. And this is a diagram of neuron. So we are going to now stop here, and I have completed my seminar. Thank you.
Thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.